Hi, I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin. It's Thursday, October 16th. It's time for another edition of my NFL free pick segment. I have three picks in store. They all go on Sunday, October 20th. And keep in mind, folks, the lines that I use when I record these videos are how the picks are graded. Unfortunately, sometimes those lines do change depending on when you view the video, so they are subject to change. So keep that in mind going forward. Having said all that, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, you need to hit that subscribe button below. It costs you absolutely nothing, folks. There's no hidden agenda. There's no ulterior motive. And by the way, over my last 37 free pick videos, I've gone 60 and 40. That's exactly 60%. Anybody who knows anything about sports betting knows 60% is an outstanding win percentage, especially with such a large sample size as I'm speaking about. Now, even having said that, we still get the clowns to come on and comment on the videos, and they want to go against me, or they're telling me how great they are and that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a scammer. Having said all that, I apologize for their behavior. Just ignore them. Let's stick to the agenda here. And for those of you who have subscribed, thank you so much. There's over 4,400 of you out there that have subscribed, and you've been rewarded handsomely, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support. So let's get right to the three games at hand. Let's start with the NFC North battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday from Ford Field in Detroit. Right now, Minnesota is a 2-point road favorite. Under the tutelage of head coach Mike Zimmer, who took over the Minnesota Vikings head coaching job in 2014. The Vikings have been tremendous at home, going 31-12 in regular season home games under Zimmer. However, they've gone 19-22-1 straight up on the road. Not horrible, but certainly not very good. And they've lost 5 of their last 7 on the road. They'll be facing a Detroit team that's a little bit reeling and heartbroken after losing 2 gut-wrenching games in their last 2. Despite those losses, Detroit's still right in the thick of things in the NFC North with a 2-2-1 record. Incredibly, all 5 of Detroit's games have been decided by 4 points or fewer. Their last 2 losses came at home against Kansas City as a home underdog of 7 points. They lost that game 34-30, and Kansas City scored the winning touchdown in that game with 20 seconds left to play. And then last week, if you watched the Monday night affair between the Lions and Green Bay at Lambeau Field, you saw how the Lions were hosing that game, especially in the second half, by the referees, and lost 23-22 when Green Bay kicked the game-winning field goal with no time left on the clock. Detroit has covered each of their last 4 games, and during that 4-game ATS winning streak, the Lions are a +6 turnover differential, and that's huge, folks. It's always good when you're on the plus side of the turnover differential, but that's quite a few over a 4-game period, and Detroit needs to play like that because they're allowing over 400 yards a game defensively, but have been able to stem the tide off by getting opponents to either turn the ball over and create a short field for their offense or kill scoring drives by taking the ball away from the opposition. I'm going with the Detroit Lions here, plus the 2 at home against Minnesota. Next game, the Arizona Cardinals and the New York Giants, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The Giants currently a 3-point home favorite. Intriguing situation here is you have a Giants team that's lost their last 2 facing a Cardinals team that's won their last 2, yet the Giants are a home favorite. Now, Arizona started 0-3-1, and as I just touched upon, they've won their last 2 games, and they did so both games as an underdog. At Cincinnati, they won that game by 3, and then last week they pulled out a 34-33 home win against the Atlanta Falcons as a 2.5 point home underdog. And those two wins, by the way, let's keep things in perspective, I should say. The two wins by Arizona the last 2 weeks against Cincinnati and Atlanta, those two teams have combined to go 1-11 this year. So not a lot to be overly impressed by, although I do like the rookie quarterback Murray. He's shown signs of being a good one. One thing to keep in note here, the star running back David Johnson of the Arizona Cardinals did not practice on Wednesday. He's recovering from back and ankle injuries, and he's questionable. And even if he does play, one has to wonder just how healthy he will be and how effective he will be. The Giants, on the other hand, got good news when it comes to their star running back. Saquon Barkley practiced in full on Wednesday, and barring any setback, he'll be ready to go on Sunday, and that's a much needed boost for the Giants offense. This is a Giants team this year that's 2-4, but keep in mind, folks, their 4 losses came against opponents that have a combined 16-6 record heading into this week. I like the New York Giants here, minus the 3 at home against the Arizona Cardinals. The final game sees a NFC marquee matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Chicago Bears. 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff from Soldier Field in Chicago. Right now, the Bears are a 3-point home favorite. This is a New Orleans team that's won 4 of their last 5 games. However, they've scored 13 points or fewer on 3 of those 5 occasions. Their defense has played very well, but their offense concerns me, especially when you consider the caliber of defense they'll be facing in Chicago on their home field. And Chicago is reeling after losing 24-21 2 weeks ago and in London against the Oakland Raiders as a 7-point favorite. And the Raiders moved the ball very well against that Bears defense. They'll be in a sour mood coming into this matchup, and especially considering they have had a week of rest coming off their bye week. They'll be very hungry, and I think the Bears defense will be the difference in this game against the Teddy Bridgewater-led New Orleans offense. Chicago also, they've gone 7-1 against the spread, and their last 8 as a home favorite, and that includes going 4-0 straight up in ATS, and their last 4 as a non-division home favorite like they'll be on Sunday, and they won those 4 games by an average of 19 points per contest. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears minus the 3 at home against New Orleans. Repeating my 3 selections for Sunday, October 20th in the NFL, the Detroit Lions +2 at home against Minnesota, the New York Giants as a 3-point home favorite over the Arizona Cardinals, and the Chicago Bears as a 3-point home favorite over the New Orleans Saints. Be sure to visit my website, rbwins.com. Right now, I have a Thursday Major League Baseball 10-star moneyline top play in Game 4 of the ALCS between the New York Yankees and the Houston Astros. And folks, I'm an independently documented and monitored 85-55 since 2011 with my Major League Baseball postseason picks, and that's good for 61%. And that also includes 37-17 with my Major League Baseball postseason 10-star top plays since 2011. You could also get my football picks that will be up by the end of business day on Friday. That's where all my paying clients goes. Those are my late releases. And you pay a little to make a lot at rbwins.com. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks.